This is Chrissy cooking at home. I am Chrissy. It's shocking. I'm sorry. This video, I'm going to show you how I make chicken and dumplings. I created this dumpling recipe to be similar to my great-grandmother's. It is a dense, hearty dumpling, not a light, fluffy dumpling. So if you're looking for light and fluffy, I'm sorry, this is not it. If you're looking for a dense, hearty dumpling, ta-da! So let's get started. I started working on my veggies and I thought, well, I'm going to show you how I do big carrots. In a recent video, I showed you how I did baby carrots, but I got my hands on some big carrots finally, and I'm going to show you how I do big carrots. Now, because of my condition, I shake, I tremor, I twitch, so I cannot handle slicing big carrots as they are big. So I make them smaller into more manageable pieces after I've washed and peeled them. Smaller pieces. Smaller pieces. Nice and flat. I am doing these chicken and dumplings in my pressure cooker, my electronic pressure cooker. You might have it known as an Instapot. You might have it as a different brand. There are many brands of the electronic pressure cooker. My brand is the Pampered Chef one, which is called the Quick Cooker. They all basically do the exact same thing. This end is a little big, so we're going to cut it into thirds. Now, Sweetheart and I like the hearty dumpling instead of the light fluffy dumpling. Logan likes my hearty dumpling. Now I'm going slow because of my shakes and my trimmers. I am not on a cooking show competing for thousands of dollars. So I am not trying to impress anyone, no judges to impress, to win thousands of dollars. So slow and careful. Miss Nellie is watching Brave and fussing about something. She's either fussing or she's singing. Sometimes I can't tell the difference. But I have 2 large carrots, 1 small onion, or 2 small onions. They were really small, so I did 2 be equal to a medium onion or half of a large. And then 4 ribs of celery total. I need to pull out my recipe. I should have done that. I'm sorry. So, here's my veg. All cut. Ready to go. BRB. I just went and grabbed my binder. So we're just gonna put the veg in the insert of the electronic pressure cooker. Okay. What I have here is 1 pint of home canned ugly chicken. Now, this is a jar that did not seal. I recently canned 15 pints of chicken, and each pint is approximately a pound, they say. This one did not seal, so I stuck it in the fridge for the next meal that I make with chicken, and it happens to be chicken and dumplings. So I don't have to worry about cooking the chicken. We're going to be worrying about cooking the veg and cooking the dumplings. Now I need to figure out how much broth. You've seen some of my other videos. This is my, this is my binder. If you've not seen, this is my binder where I type up my recipes because my recipe box was falling apart. I put them in these sleeves and pull them out. Unless I must have not made it recently. Some of these recipes are mine, some of these recipes are other people's. When it's not mine and I show you me making it, I do credit those people. Like when I home can other people's stuff. I definitely credit those people because I'm still very new to home canning. It's in here somewhere. I'm boring you. Oh my goodness. I didn't think it was that far back. Here it is. Goodness. It's a 4-inch binder. I need another binder. Okay. 4 cups. I don't think 4 cups is going to cut it. We might be winging it, people. Seriously, maybe don't mind the dirty dishes. I made a video for you earlier, which you might find in my baking section. I made homemade fudge roll. That's what all this is. I just finished that video, so I had to move on to dinner. Four cups. I think I want more. Do 3 more. Okay, 7 cups. 7 cups. So I have my bouillon here. Granules. So that's a total of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I keep that in there because I drink this stuff with my evening meds to make sure my blood pressure doesn't plummet on me. All right, so then we got poultry seasoning. 2 heaping teaspoons of that. Got seasoning salt. 1 teaspoon of that. Granulated garlic powder. 1 teaspoon. Oh, jeez. Good job, Chrissy. 1 teaspoon of that. Oh, wait in a minute. All right, so I'm going to get that cleaned up in a minute. Give this a good stir. Kind of. Can you kind of see? You can't see crap. I was on the phone with one of my besties and talking to her when I was making pot roast the other day, giving her a cooking lesson. She knows how to make pot roast. I was just being goofy, and I was on the phone with her and saying, now you take this effing skillet, and I was not saying effing, and you heat it up on effing high, and she was like, I love getting cooking lessons from you. I'm like, I should do a video using that kind of language. Now I'm a New Yorker now. Live with a sailor. Sweetheart is a Navy veteran, born and raised New Yorker. I hear Miss Nellie in there laughing. Alright, so we put the lid on, and since the chicken's cooked, all we're doing is heating it up and cooking the veggies. We don't need to cook it for very long. Now, if your chicken is raw, then you cook it for 15 minutes on high pressure. If your chicken is frozen, you just throw in some chicken breast. It's cool. Just cook it for 30 minutes. You can do custom. That's what I'm going to do, custom. Adjust your time. However your machine operates like that. I'm going to do this for a whopping 1 minute. That's going to cook my veggies. Because it's going to take time for this to come to pressure. While it's coming to pressure, it's going to boil. And then it'll come, once it comes to pressure, we're going to depressurize. The veggies are going to be cooked. Those veggies aren't going to take long. It's going to be good. So let's make the dumpling batter, shall we? Well, let's move this and put that there. Let's take all this garlic off my counter and go check on my daughter. Okay, I think I have everything out and ready to go to make the dumpling batter. So that way it has time to sit and rest, because it's going to take this time to come to pressure. And that's what we want. We want these to sit for a few and rest. I found that this works better. So we want... No, I did not get everything. Yay me. So we want 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And we're going to do a 1/4 cup of yellow cornmeal. Now this is an 1/8 cup, so we're going to do 2 of these. Because my 1/4 cup I did not grab out of the sink to wash real quick. I used it earlier. Let's try something else entirely. Okay, so then we're going to season it with some salt and pepper to taste. That's entirely up to you how you want to do that. If you want to omit the salt and pepper. Cool beans, if you want to do seasoning salt instead of the table salt. Cool beans. You know, celery salt, cool beans. And then baking powder. A whole tablespoon. Okay. And then give that a little stir. Okay. Get that nice and combined. Evenly distribute the salt, the pepper, the baking powder. And then what I also have we're going to mix in 3 tablespoons of melted butter and 1 cup of whole milk. My butter is salted. If you want to know specifically what I have. 3 tablespoons melted. Now, like I said, this is a dense, hearty dumpling, not a light, fluffy dumpling, okay? So do not expect to get a light, fluffy dumpling out of this. Okay, that's it. Dumpling batter is done. Pressure cooker is still coming up to pressure. So it's going to be a few minutes. So I am not going to make you sit here and watch while we wait. I will bring you back when it's time to boil the dumplings. Okay, so what I have is, timer went off, but I was in the middle of making mac and cheese. So I got it in the oven, even though the oven's not preheated all the way, just so it would be kind of out of the way. So I moved this forward and kind of disrupted the thing. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So while that's doing that, we need cornstarch and more milk. So you need 2/3 cup whole milk, 3 tablespoons cornstarch, a spoon. And then something to stir that with. I'm going to use my medium cookie scoop to do my dumplings. Scoop in my dumplings. I will bring you closer. Uh-oh. BRB. Okay, her brave movie had ended. Mommy had to go fix. Okay, we want this to a rolling boil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit cancel off the warming function, because it automatically goes to a warming function. It's like a standby, keep warm. I'm going to turn it on to sear. I'm going to adjust my time. I'm going to just kind of like put it up to like 45 minutes. It's like my standard, what I do. And I'm going to hit start. My pen went down. I'm going to put this lid close to me. Like I said, ignore the dishes. I did cookies. It's still kind of bubbling away, which is good. Give it a stir. Make sure the chicken's all broken up. And of course, the veg is cooked. Oof, pain in my hand. Extra stiffness. I wonder what weather we got coming our way. Okay, so now we will put our cornstarch in our milk. We don't do that any sooner than we absolutely have to. And we want our milk cold and our broth boiling. 2, 3. There. And to save on dishes, I'm just doing it all in one. Because, like, you know, I have a sink full. And I don't have an electronic dishwasher. My hands are the dishwasher. Can you see the boiling? Not really. Oh, come closer. Okay. Like off the spoon. That in. Thought I felt that in the bottom. Okay. Nice and creamy. Now we want it back up to boiling. We didn't want it too thick, but we want it thickened. So I can't put mine sideways because if I put mine directly normal, it beeps. You hear? It only takes a few seconds of putting the lid on to bring it back up. You see it? How beautiful. Okay. My oven's about to beep because it's about to come up to temp. So you're going to hear 6 beeps. That's my oven saying it's up to temp if you haven't watched any of my baking videos. So here's what we're going to do. A little trick from working in fast food restaurants as a kid. We're going to dip this in the boiling. Okay. We're going to work fast. Keep dipping it in the boiling. Once it starts to stick, the batter starts to stick, dip it in to help it release. And since it's dumplings, you want to work as quick as possible to get that lid on. And drop it close down. Don't drop it up high in the air. That's how you get burnt. Because it'll splatter up on you. Don't do it up here. Drop it in. Let's see if I can do this left-handed. Don't do it up here in the air. Be in it. Be down in it. Okay? If you do it up in the air, that's how you're going to get burnt. Because it's going to splatter. Trying to work quick, but I'm not doing a very good job of it, that's for sure. About 2 dumplings left to get in there. Get on there as best I can. There we go. Okay. Now my lid's on. Still have it on saute. We're going to leave that on there for about 5 minutes. So, now I just have it on the keep warm function so I can watch the timer for 5 minutes because my oven timer is set for the mac and cheese that's in my oven. So 5 minutes, be right back. Ready for the unveiling? I turned it off. Here. If you build up any pressure, just release pressure, obviously. I would hope that would be obvious. Get rid of that. Dumplings. Big fat dumplings. It's not an overly thick stew, but it's a thickened soup because of the cornstarch. What do you think? You see the gravy-ish with the veg. And then I'll grab a dumpling here. I cannot eat much. I do not know from not watching any of my other videos. This is your first time. I have had a weight loss surgery, so I have a gastric sleeve. So things like this are very heavy in my sleeve. What do you think? Yummy, yummy in my tummy, tummy, tummy. I know I say dense, but it might look fluffy to you, but it's a denser dumpling. Some people are just used to really light, airy, fluffy type dumplings. I don't know if my camera is really focusing very well. Looks like it's focusing on the background better. Yummy. So, we're going to eat dinner. We're going to have some leftover bread with this because I recently did a video with my everything dill pickle rye bread recipe that turned out amazing. I brought you along for that discovery, and then I made an extra extra 2 loaves to experiment with making Reubens with it. That turned out amazing. I brought you along for making the Reubens on an exhausted day. Amazing. So we have some extra bread left over from Reuben night. But, yeah, if you try my dumpling with the cornmeal in the batter, the dumpling dough batter, tell me what you think. I quite love it. And so does my family. Tell me what you think. Tell me what your family thought. If you made it for friends, tell me what your friends thought. It's not for everybody, so I've been told. And that's okay. Not everything is for everybody. Everybody has different tastes, and that's okay. So, I've rambled on long enough. Till next time.